Welcome to Sound Off on 96.7 The Eagle, LaPorte County's original social media. Sound Off is a public interest forum that encourages your voice to be heard on the topics and issues impacting our local communities. We invite you to be part of the conversation by calling or texting 219-362-0522. You may also email your questions to soundoff@967theeagle.com. This is a topic-based program, and we ask that you keep your comments brief, concise, and related to the topic being discussed. The views expressed on Sound Off are those of the hosts or callers and do not represent the opinion of 96.7 The Eagle, Spoon River Media, LLC, or the sponsors. The on-air line is now open for your calls or texts at 219-362-0522. And now, Sound Off on 96.7 The Eagle.
And welcome to Sound Off on this Monday afternoon. Stan Maddox here. We have a guest on our program today. Our guest is LaPorte County Commissioner Steve Holifield. So give us a call. Our Sowers GMC on-air and text line, again, 362-0522. Steve, as always, welcome to Sound Off today. You're pinch hitting for County Grammarosa. She had a family emergency, right?
Yes, she had a death in her family she had to attend to, so she asked if I could fill in.
Okay, so our guest today, Steve Holifield, 362-0522. Well, I guess the latest news we could talk about is the county office building at 555 Michigan Avenue, also known as the Heiler Building. All that work is wrapping up, right? The county office building is, it stayed open, right? It's
Yes.
just you have the main door is now open, right, after all that sidewalk work?
Yes, one main door is open. They're finishing putting the brick back next to the concrete today. And hopefully by this evening, they'll have the second door open for tomorrow morning. And people don't have to walk through the treasurer's office no more.
Okay, yeah, for a while there, people were having to go walk north on Michigan Avenue,
correct.
right,
Yep,
to
correct.
the treasurer's door. But now both doors will be open, you're saying, tomorrow?
Yes, one day they can get through the one door right now, and they're hoping to have everything moved out of the way by tomorrow morning.
Okay. That was quite a job. I mean, you went from a sewer leak to fixing that to finding a couple of old fuel tanks beneath the pavement and having to get those removed. So it turned out to be a larger project than what you expected.
Correct. Originally, they figured they'd have that sewer line fixed in a matter of a couple days. And then we found those tanks, and then we had to wait for EPA, and then had to get that done. Then we had to have everything approved by the EPA that we put the dirt back. It was just a long, drawn-out nightmare, and I can assure you I am learning about government, and it does not work very, very fast. And then we get the sidewalks. We had to work with the city of LaPorte because they wanted a certain pattern in the forms of the concrete, and then we took the brick out, and we're putting the brick back in now and attached the door, and she'll be ready to go tomorrow.
All right. That's good news.
Yes, very good news because it was a lot of confusion for people last week.
Was there any fuel in the ground from those old tanks or anything like that?
No, there was no contamination at all. That was approved by the EPA.
All right, fantastic. So the one door on the front entrance, once again, is now open.
Correct.
And the second door should be open in the very near future.
Yep, I heard them this morning. They were tapping the bricks back into place.
All right, great. Again, our guest is Commissioner Steve Holifield. Give us a call, 362-0522. Of course, that project recently generated a little controversy.
Yes, it did.
Because County Councilman Justin Keel was questioning the no-bid contract, and you were arguing that we have a sewer leak. There's no time to wait because who wants to have sewer in their workspace, sewage in their workspace? And so you guys had everything approved as far as an emergency being declared, so you can go ahead and hire out somebody right away to get it fixed.
Correct. If he had been a little more thoughtful in his consideration about what a lawyer is, instead of considering himself to be a lawyer, under that code with health and safety emergencies, we don't have to worry about the bid, and that's exactly what the lawyers told us.
Okay, yeah, health. You
can't
have sewage. You got
Yes.
That's a health issue, no question about it.
We couldn't have the employees working in that kind of mess and take a chance of one of them getting sick or anything else. So that's why it was declared an emergency. And the council president, commission president got together, spoke with the lawyers, and decided to declare an emergency and got it done.
Yeah, and the county council agreed with the emergency
Yes,
declaration. 6-1 vote.
Correct.
Justin Keel was the only one who voted against the emergency declaration. But you had a little
Yes.
short fuse when
Yes.
Justin Keel was kind of grilling you over this no-bid contract, and you took a lot of heat for that because of your use of a cuss word and calling him boy.
Well, I guess people need to grow up in a different time because those words were talked quite regularly when I was growing up. And if it hurt somebody's feelings, I'm sorry about that, but I'm not going to apologize for grabbing the bull by the horns and solving the issue. So there was no legal advice was given to us. There was nothing wrong with what we did. 6 of those 7 council members either called or made a visit to that project while it was going on. At least that showed enough ambition to see what was happening. Justin didn't, but then again, when you don't live in LaPorte County, I guess it's kind of hard to do your job.
Yeah, I understand he's going to school in New York and
Correct.
then coming home just for the meetings?
It's the way I understand it. Yes, correct.
All right. Yeah, I'm surprised nobody's really stirred the pot on that one. I know you told us about that not too long ago.
Yep.
We had a little something on the news, but you took a little heat for that verbal exchange. And then a day or two later, LaPorte County Republican Party Chairman Alan Stevens publicly demanded that you apologize.
One thing about myself that people know that have known me a long time, do not make a demand of me. I felt what I said needed to be said, and I stick with that.
Yeah, Alan Stevens said you campaigned strongly about bringing civility back to county government, but yet you were the one who was creating the controversy when you were out campaigning on civility.
One time in 6 months because I got tired of his mouth. 25, 30 years ago, would have been handled a whole different way.
Okay. All right. Road paving, is that time of year?
Yes.
Have they started paving the roads now?
I think 300 east from Highway 2 to State Line, I think it is complete. That was a community crossings project. County Road 600 east from 1,000 north down to almost the toll road. And from Tioga Trail south to State Road 2, that was another community crossing. I believe both of those are done. And then they're paving the regular roads, and then we're going to have a lot of chip and sealing done.
Is it, maybe I'm wrong, is it 18 miles of road that's going to be paved this year?
I don't have the numbers in front of me.
20 miles?
But that sounds right. Then we're going to be doing a lot of chip and sealing. And there's a couple of new terms I'm learning. I'm not quite sure what they all are.
Yeah, how much was that community crossings grant? Was it $1.5 million?
I believe so.
Okay. And, of course, you guys have to put up the $1.5 million to get the $1.5 million back.
Yep, it's a match. Now, there's a different formula beginning next year since with the session in place, House Bill 1641 changed a little bit how that's done. And then, of course, with Senate Bill 1, we're going to take quite a hit this year, about 2.3 to 2.4 million, 2.5 to 2.6 next year, and about 2.8 million a third year of a loss of property tax revenue.
Sounds like a lot.
Compared to the budget, it is a lot, yes.
Yeah, this comes at a time when you have county employees. They want a pay raise because they didn't get one last year, right?
They deserve and need one, and I'm hoping the council looks at that very seriously. I attended an AIC meeting in Rensselaer earlier this month, and the AIC legislative body, or whatever they call themselves, said the best thing to do is add it into your budget, not do it after the fact, but put it into your budget from the beginning. That way you'll make sure you can work it in for them, because these people deserve it. They've been going a long time without a raise. We're losing them, and I can't blame them. They're looking at things saying, hey, why are we being ignored?
Yeah, you have county employees. They want pay raises. You're taking an over $2 million hit on the annual budget at a time when the cost of everything has gone up significantly. Where are you going to cut? Any idea yet? Those budget hearings are coming up, right?
Budget hearings are 14th, 15th, and 16th of July. I spoke at the council meetings regularly saying we need to address this issue sooner than later. I hope they listen. I'm a big believer in attrition. When people retire, you really need to think hard whether you refill that job or not and move on. We have a lot of technology now that replaces people, Businesses do it all the time. So maybe if one person retires out of an office, do we really seriously have to replace that person? Because it's not only the salary, it's the benefits package we provide as well, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard you talk about that at the last couple of meetings. Of course, the county council, they're the ones that are going to have to do a lot of the decisions about the budget. Now, you guys have you have your own commissioner's budget, right?
We have our own budget that we're going to probably start putting that together soon.
Okay, so it sounds like it's not going to be an easy task.
No, it will not be. I mean, there's going to be a lot of arguing and butting heads. I'm almost positive there will be.
Are we going to see a wheel tax or a higher income tax?
That's entirely up to the council to decide.
That's entirely up to the county council.
And the way they're doing the lit taxes, the 2.9 is the maximum, and they're designing it now that it's multiple different areas of taxes based upon public safety, local income tax for roads. The townships are going to have to cough up some money. Part of the bill was 30% of their excess funds are going to have to go towards road use.
Okay, so not an easy time, that's for sure.
No, it's not going to be. And apparently we're going to get worse between year 3 to 5, and then it's going to go out at least 10 more years.
Hey, real quick, we got a text message here, Steve.
Okay.
What can we do about 300 South next to Pagel's Peat Bog?
That's on the road to be ripped up and dug down. They've done borings. I grew up in that neighborhood. That road there has always been bad. This is the worst I've seen it. And then County Road 300 East, through that stretch of low ground, the road just basically settles over the years and settles. But 300 South there, that's the worst I've seen it. But that road's to be ripped open, demucked, put a strong, solid base back in there, and then build it up and pave over it again.
Is that going to happen this year?
I believe so.
Okay. I tell you what, let's take a quick commercial break. Stay with us here in Sound Off.
Looking for a used vehicle you can trust? At Sowers GMC, every GM-certified used vehicle passes a rigorous inspection and comes with a clean Carfax, so you know you're getting quality. Plus, enjoy an extra 12 months or 12,000 miles of warranty for added peace of mind. Stop by today, 1900 East Lincoln Way in LaPorte, or visit online at SowersAutos.com. At Sowers GMC, let us show you the difference, because when you start with a better car, you end up with a better car.
Hello, this is Dale Nowes with Cutler Funeral Home and Cremation Center. Caring friends are always available when you need them the most. At Cutler Funeral Home and Cremation Center, we make available caring, compassionate grief counseling before, during, and long after you have experienced the loss of a loved one. Whether your funeral arrangements were with us or another funeral home, Caring Voices is a service that will connect you with master-level counselors anytime you need a listening ear. Allow us to help you and those around you to start on a pathway to healing. Don't suffer alone during your time of loss. Comfort and understanding flow through Caring Voices, provided exclusively at no expense to you by Cutlers. Call us at 219-362-2828. That's 219-362-2828. Or stop by to find out more about Caring Voices.
Casey's Lanes, right here in downtown LaPorte. Open 7 days a week with Glow Bowling on Friday and Saturday nights. Visit the website at Casey'sLanes.com with options like leagues for the whole family, birthday parties, office retreats, karaoke, live entertainment, and dart tournaments. You are not far away from a great time. Casey's Lanes, located at 610 Colfax Avenue, or call 362-1571 for a great time. Head on over to Casey's Lanes.
When it comes to school delays or closings, you can always count on 96.7 The Eagle for fast, dependable, accurate updates. Whether it's on the air, online, and social media, we keep you up to date whenever there is a closing or delay of the area schools and businesses. School and business delay and closings are brought to you by
Settlers Place Assisted Living and LaPorte Community Federal Credit Union.
So for the latest in closings and delays, turn on your source for news, weather, and local information, 96.7 The Eagle.
Michiana weather. Daytime highs approaching 67 this afternoon under cloudy skies. Cloudy skies again tonight. Slight chance of rain showers. Lows level off around 48. From the Weather Center at HometownNewsNow.com. Right now, 61.
We're waiting to hear from you. Dial or text 362-0522 and let us know what you think. That's 362-0522. Back to Sound Off on 96.7 The Eagle.
And welcome back to Sound Off. Our guest again, LaPorte County Commissioner Steve Holifield. So give us a call on our Sowers GMC on-air and text line, 362-0522. We have a lot of text messages here for you, Steve. The next one says, would the commissioners ever consider eliminating the train horns at 400 West and 500 West? If that was done, then the trains would be silent coming into town.
I believe that's a safety issue, and I'm all for keeping the horns out there.
Is that a gated crossing?
I'm not so sure. I know Pinola at 500 West is a gate, I believe, but I don't know about 400 West.
Okay. Let's see. Next question here. Last year they did the roads in Fish Lake. Now the roads are cracking up. Plus the county never finished the edges of the roads.
I'll talk to Charity when I get back to the office today.
Okay, and what about paving 500 South from 35 to Hupp Road? Road basically gravel. They tried patching it so many times.
That road, I don't believe, is on the paving list this year, and it is getting rough. I travel that road frequently. I will agree, it's getting rough, but there's only so much we can do each year with so much money we have.
This person wants to know, what about 300 North? What? Not 300 North, 350 North. What about 350 North east of 800 East? Now that the chip and seal is washed into everyone's front yards, all the 4-inch deep potholes are exposed again.
Well, there's another one I'll bring it up to. That'd be Kevin Wheatbrook's area up there. I'll bring it to their attention and see what they say.
All right. Roads are on the minds of most of our listeners so far today.
And if you're on a road that's bad, I mean, that's probably your number one priority. But from the travels I do in my business, selling hay east of here, our roads are, I'd give ourselves about an 8 out of 10 on our road system. I think it's fairly good. But again, I don't travel all the roads, and if it's a road that you live on that's got a pothole or two, you're probably concerned about that. That's your number one priority.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, years and years and years ago, it seemed like it was more of an issue, but it seems like over the years, it's kind of quieted down a lot.
I've got a friend of my neighbor who was a former commissioner, Mike Quinn, and roads were the number one topic year after year after year. And the county had no money back then. We didn't have community crossing grants. We didn't have anything. And so, but compared to those days, that's when I started driving back then. I think we've done a tremendous job with our roads.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's take our first telephone call here on Sound Off. You're on with Commissioner Steve Holifield.
Good afternoon, Brother Steve. This is your fellow commissioner, it was.
Mr. Brzezinski, how are you today?
I hope you're enjoying it as much as I did for 8 long years. As far as the thing, what happened there with the Hyler building, that was unfortunate. And you did the right thing by declaring an emergency. I don't know what Justin, like I said, he don't even live here, and the boy is very inexperienced. But I wanted to tell you that I keep an eye on everything you're doing. I appreciate the job you're doing. You're in the office every day like I was. You're involved. You do your research. As far as your deal with Justin, I worked with your dad at NIPSCO for a long time. You remind me a lot of your dad, and that's a good thing. You tread so softly if you're going to be being derogatory. So I agree with everything you're doing there, and I think you're finding out that there's a whole lot more to that job than what people know. It's a huge responsibility. It's the second largest county. We got a lot of people here and a lot of money, and try to stretch that money to do everything that gets to be done. But I think you're doing a great job with that. And
thank you.
You're getting along with people as you need to, and that you can get along with. I don't know. I think you're finding out.
There's a big deal there.
Yeah. Well, you're finding out that your fellow Commissioner Haney is unbelievable. I mean, you can't believe a damn thing he says. But keep up the good work, brother. You're doing fine, and we're keeping an eye on you.
All right, thanks, Rich. I appreciate that.
All right, former Commissioner Rich Marzinski paying us a visit here on Sound Off. That's kind of ironic that he called because a lot of people think you're the new Rich Marzinski.
I don't know about that. I mean, I try to get along with everybody. I've got people in and out of my office all day long. If there's an issue, they'll call. Last week when we had the storms come through, I went and visited the different places out there in the east end or west end because they were without power, see what they needed or anything. They had an issue with the phone, so the only way to get with them was to drive out there. Then when we had the natural gas leak downtown, I was on the phone with the fire chief, the assistant fire chief for LaPorte. Mayor Dermody talked with me 2 or 3 different times we called. EMA, Hazmat was out there doing their job. I went down, I talked to the people working, the contractors out front and said, hey guys, there's a possibility of gas leak in the sewers. Be careful what you're doing out here. I talked to Scott Cooley from Project Management and told him your contractor's here, want you to be aware of what's happening. And he offered up, said, hey, would you need a gas sniffer to go through the buildings? And Jeff Hamilton from Hazmat, he was busy running around with everything he had to get taken care of. So Project Management sent a worker and a gas sniffer, and we went through the Hyler building and the courthouse and found there was no gas there. So yeah, it was a very busy 2 days.
Okay. Well, I mean, as far as, Rich was often a target for the other side of the Republican Party, and now you seem to be a target by the same other side of the party. How are you handling it okay?
Yes,
it seems like there hasn't been nearly as much back and forth like there was 4 years before you took that seat.
I've had far worse things happen to me in my life than some people being mad at me. I just let it roll off my back and go. When they convinced me to come into this party, the ironic part of what was is the party chair and Tim Stabos is involved in the phone calls. Took them 3 or 4 phone calls to convince me to come over to the party, and I ran for the township board, got that in there. And then a lot of people started asking me, say, hey, the commissioner seat's up. You ought to think about that. And so I decided to throw my hat in the ring, and it did.
Okay, somebody wants to know, does the county follow quality guidelines like the, I'm not sure what highway they're talking about, like the ST highway in regards to asphalt used in paving? Yeah, any quality control on the asphalt used in paving. I've heard this several times in the last couple of years about roads that are just not holding up like they should.
John Smith is the project manager for the road paving and community crossings, and Reese Riley got the bid again, and I think we follow the same rules and regulations as far as the quality control as he's speaking about. Now, I know the state has an inspector on the site all the time, but we really can't afford to have an inspector and just do that paving. So we have to hopefully they're going to do a good job.
So the state plays a role in inspections?
Not in ours.
Oh, not
in ours. For their state highways, they do. There's John Smith. Forgive me, I can't remember the name of the company he works for, but he was the one who bid the management to keep an eye on the roads and keep us updated every day. And we get 2 or 3 emails a day from him as what they're doing as community crossings.
Yeah, some people are saying the county roads that are repaved, they're starting to crack a year later.
That I don't know of. I haven't noticed that.
All right, let's see. Somebody wants to know, do you have any hay down yet?
Not yet. I can imagine who that is.
It's kind of dry out there, right?
It's very dry for this time of year. I mean, it's better now to be dry this time of year because then the roots will go deeper. But it's hoping to get some rain tonight and tomorrow like they're talking. But, yeah, it's a little bit dry. I mean, I wouldn't be out there burning leaves in the brush like they do in the last fall when we had those brush fires.
Okay. I guess it's good for spring planting. You can get your crops in.
Crops across the ground. I've seen a lot of low ground, a lot of clay that's already been planted.
Okay. This thing with NIPSCO, the county commissioners hired Shaw Friedman again. This is battle number 2 in recent months. It's over NIPSCO's plan to provide power for the data centers. Shaw believes NIPSCO wants to collect all the profits while ratepayers are going to wind up with higher rates and receive nothing in return. How's that going?
Last time I talked, Shaw was putting them together. We're going to speak about changing the ordinance for data centers to try and locate them in a specific area, an industrial area. Hopefully we can move them to KOP. Besides electric, they're also a big user of water. Unless there's some new technologies available where they use limited water. It's almost like air conditioning now. So, but I'd like to see the data centers, if we can locate them in an area where they're industrial. And by God, they've spent a lot of time and money over the years getting something done in KOP.
All right. Let's take a quick commercial break. Stay with us on Sound Off.
Training for a new job after 55 can be challenging, but through the Senior Community Service Employment Program, or CSEP, unemployed workers 55 and older can receive on-the-job training in preparation for a new role. You even get paid for your training time. To see if you qualify, call 765-830-WORK. That's 765-830-WORK. Then, armed with a new set of skills, get out there and start your second act.
Are you looking for top quality lawn care in the LaPorte or Michigan City area? Look no further. No Problem Property Management is offering an incredible deal just for you. For the first 20 customers, they're providing a fantastic 20% discount on their lawn care services when you sign up for weekly or bi-weekly maintenance. Their team takes pride in providing the best lawn care services in the area. They ensure your lawn looks stunning and well, maintained throughout the year. They deeply appreciate the hard work and dedication of our firefighters, EMS, first responders, and military personnel. As a token of their gratitude, they will always receive 20% off on all services. Hurry! This is a limited time offer, so take advantage of the deal while it lasts. Call or text 219-402-0509 to book your lawn care service now. At No Problem Property Management, they take care of your lawn as if it were their own. Don't settle for anything less than perfection. Call or text today at 219-402-0509 and enjoy a beautiful, well-maintained lawn without breaking the bank.
Come out to the Burger Bar and Grill for that Chicken of the Week or Burger of the Week special. While you are there, ask about the concoction of the week. If it's the lighter side of the Burger Bar and Grill you are looking for, try one of their salads. The Burger Bar and Grill is located at 821 East Lincoln Way. For more information, check them out on Facebook or call 219-324-1144. With a full bar, dine-in, or carry-out available, you will find something for everyone at the Burger Bar and Grill located at 821 East Lincoln Way here in LaPorte.
It's getting pretty expensive to go anywhere and do pretty much anything. So what if we can help with that? Winning Wednesdays are back, and we got loads of free tickets for you on the Eagle. How about some passes for the whole family to amusement parks and water parks, local events, and tickets to some of the biggest concerts in the region, including shows at Tinley Park in Chicago. We've even got tickets for shows that haven't even been announced yet. So listen up every Wednesday to the Morning Mayhem with Dennis Adele for Winning Wednesday. Free tickets for you and even the whole family on 96.7 The Eagle. Sponsored by LaPorte Community Federal Credit Union.
Your opinion matters. We invite you to share it by calling the on-air line at 362-0522. That's 362-0522. Now, back to Sound Off on 96.7 The Eagle.
And welcome back to Sound Off. Our guest today, Commissioner Steve Holifield, 362-0522. Somebody wants to know, could the county put up a hazardous road condition sign on both sides of 300 South?
From what I understand, when I was through there earlier this winter, there is a sign there that says dip, slow down, or caution or something. But there is something there, but I'll see if we have another sign for that. I'll ask Charity.
All right. We got another telephone call to take. You're on Sound Off with Commissioner Steve Holifield.
Yeah, is the boy there?
Right here.
Okay. Hey, boy. Hey, I'm concerned about the situation that happened with recorder Bilderbach, in which you and Gamarosa basically tried to tear her apart in front of the public.
No, we did not.
What is the purpose of doing something like this when she put out a pamphlet in the tax statement stating that trying to help the people in this county avoid their property being taken away unfairly? And
that was not the whole thing.
Said she signed. In fact, Gamarosa even said that she signed up for it. I know, and then a bunch of other people signed up for it. So what is wrong with that? It didn't come out of your pocket. It didn't come out of the taxpayers'
yes,
pocket.
Yes, it did, sir.
Came out of, no, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
It came out of a fund that you pay. When you go up there and record, you pay an amount there. That came out of that fund.
That's right. Your tax dollars paid into that fund.
You're trying to say that it was a political thing. How?
No, I did not say that. Sir, that fund. If you let me answer, answer your question.
When I'm talking, boy,
this is ridiculous.
Shoes on the other foot. He called you boy.
Yeah, but that doesn't bother me. My father used to call me far worse than that, and let's learn to respect him then. That issue with Ella Bilderback, the taxpayers paid for that. The perpetuation fund, when you go up there to pay for recording, you're a taxpayer. You're putting money into that. Second of all, she wants to go on a trip into Iowa. That's not state functioned. It is not state mandated. There's no training hours in that whatsoever. We are trying to crack down on traveling, all of it, period, one way or another. And we're looking now, and we're trying to put together a new travel form, so that way people who are aware that if you want to go on to taxpayers' dime, I call some of them mini vacations, you're going to have to go and prove that it is something that's mandated by the state for your learning and to make your job better.
Okay. Yeah, Ella Bilderbank, her final words were to Commissioner Grammarosa, thank you for the personal vendetta.
That's, if she wants to say that's her opinion, say what she wants.
All right. Give us a call, 362-0522. Somebody wants to know who takes care of the roads in the Kingsbury Industrial Park. The road going to Sims Meats is horrible.
They're working on trying to get a road use agreement right now, but most of those roads are privately owned. So the county's not going to invest any money in them until they get to a road use agreement with all the property owners. Hupp Road is maintained by the county, but the main roads 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, those are privately owned without a road use agreement. Currently, the same thing basically what you have on your county road system now, where you own to the center, but you allow an easement to the county to put a road in there and utilities. Until we get that in line, those side roads are not going to be done. But I know they're working on it.
You know, before we went to the commercial break, you were talking about how you're working on maybe some zoning to force the data centers to go into the Kingsbury Industrial Park. Has a data center surfaced with a proposal yet for out in the county?
Well, you got one there at Microsoft, so...
Well, that's in the city.
That's in the city. As far as the county, I'm not sure what's going on. That's Matt hasn't brought anything to our attention yet.
Just kind of getting ahead of the game, I guess.
We have to be, because all these things are, when they did the last comprehensive plan for the county, I believe it was in 2008 or 9, none of these things existed back then, just like wind and solar. So now we have to grab that and take that as an approach to look forward for the future.
Boy, any updates on the solar project that was approved last year? You've told us a couple of times that things might be delayed a little bit for them to determine if federal funds are still going to be there to help with that project. Do we know any more yet?
That's the big kicker right now. No one knows what's coming out of D.C. There's another company that's pursuing issues. There's at least 2 other ones that are beating on doors trying to draw attention. RWE, I have not seen much activity out there. So they were told to farm the ground this year. So that means they're not going to build this year at all. And again, I think everybody's waiting to see what the federal government does with these tax giveaways.
Okay. The biogas plant, Kingsbury Industrial Park, I understand they're moving dirt now, huh?
Moving dirt. I believe from the groundbreaking, I believe they're talking about steel erection sometime in June. And I think building will be done, and I think they're wanting to start up by early 27.
Yeah, it's amazing what they can do. Of course, that plant's going to take in a lot of food waste from the Chicago area, whether it be cereals that expired or meats or what have you. But they can bring in enough meat to generate a lot of methane gas.
Exactly,
which is going to be used like natural gas.
They've got an agreement made with NIPSCO now to be able to pump it into their pipeline out there. NIPSCO's going to bring the pipeline out there. It's great. I mean, why let food go to waste or go to a landfill when you can use it to pump it in to make gas, and then they're going to use the byproduct is going to be some sort of a soil amendment, so the farmers can purchase that and spread on their fields.
Yeah. Of course, you probably like that idea of being a farmer, right?
If the price is right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing what they can do nowadays with products so they don't go into the landfills. They're getting a lot more life out of the landfills nowadays.
Yes. They're expensive to open and close.
All right. Text message. Somebody wants to know, I wish there was something we could do about the tracks in Stillwell.
On State Road 104, that's a state highway. You got to call the state and try to get the railroads to do anything, especially Canadian Railroad. Yeah, good luck with that.
All right. How's the closed bridge coming along on 650 East?
You mean 500 East. The engineering study's done. They've got to get that and figure out what they're going to do, and it'll be put out to bids. It's probably not going to open till late summer, early fall, is what I've been told.
Okay. All right. Just a couple of minutes to go in the program today. Our guest, once again, LaPorte County Commissioner Steve Holifield. We have a telephone call to get to. You're on with Commissioner Holifield. Are you there? I guess maybe not. Their cell service must have went blank or something, but they can give us a call one more time. Let's take this call right here. You're on. Go ahead.
What'd you think of the dust storm the other night?
Hey, Danny. Well, as a proponent of no-till and trying to keep the soil in place, it was kind of sickening to me. And I watched an episode on a Discovery Channel several years ago. It reminded me of the Dust Bowl days from the 1930s. And to think that came all the way from far western Illinois kind of makes you wonder whether we're doing the right thing with our soil or not.
I don't think we are.
Oh, I agree with you on a lot of that.
It's like me putting 10 people in a one-bedroom apartment.
There you go.
Okay, thanks a lot for the call. Yeah, it was amazing. I couldn't believe it.
It was. And
wow.
I saw the radar the next morning on the Weather Channel, and it was, it was on radar all the way from western Illinois.
Wow. Was it because of the wind blowing the topsoil?
The topsoil, the dry conditions, and once that wind starts, there's not as many trees as there used to be to help slow it down. So once it gets going, it's got to go till either the wind dies or something stops it.
Okay, let's take another call. You're on Sound Off. Go right ahead.
Good morning or afternoon.
Afternoon.
Is there a location, website, or something where I can view the what roads are being paved this year, so I can see if mine road is on the list? They just paved a lot of roads in the area, and mine hasn't been paved for the last 15 years, but some of the roads are being paved every 3 to 5 years.
I can go back to the office and see if we can get something put up on the county website. But as far as I know, when they do the roads, they're listing, the highway department makes the difference, and they use what's called a Pazer rating. And heavily transported roads are going to fall apart quicker. I can tell you that. And your road, if hopefully you can get something done on it, but it goes by a Pazer rating, and the county highway will have to look at that. But I will try and get that up on the county website.
Well, thank you.
Yep.
All right. Oh, we have another call to take. Let's do it. You're on Sound Off with Commissioner Holifield. Go ahead.
Yes, hello. I was just wondering, they came through on Bootjack Road in Rolling, and across by the railroad tracks, they really trashed the trees. And then they came through later with paving equipment or whatever and took back the dirt alongside the roads on both sides. Are they thinking of maybe paving this one?
Bootjack, I believe, do not quote me 100%, but I believe Bootjack's going to be chip and sealed. And the reason they open those trees up is we got to get sunshine down there to dry the surface off. And the reason they berm those roads, and I'm a firm believer in berming, they don't do it near as much as they used to. But if you don't get those sides of the roads opened up for water runoff, when the water sets there, especially in the wintertime, spring and fall, it'll freeze, and that's where your damage comes from.
Oh, okay. Because they did, when they peeled some of it back, there is asphalt on some of that.
It's grown. Yes, the grass has grown so much into the road, and that's why it's so important for us to get that dried off and get it off of there.
I see. So you don't know though if it's going to be paved?
I don't believe it's going to be paved. I believe it's going to be chip and sealed, but don't quote me for that. I'll get back to the office. I'll try and get that list put up on the website in the next few days.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thanks for the call. Always appreciate it. We're kind of running out of time. Any final comments, Steve?
No, I'm looking forward to moving on with getting KOP developed, bring some housing development here. We've got to figure out a way to get the county employees a pay raise. We have to. We're losing too many good ones because they can make a lot more money. And if you got a family, it takes money to feed them. But we need development and housing, and that too will work together. And then the housing too will help bring our school system. The school corporation, the last year they've gone through a lot of turmoil. But that's the two things we have to really focus on.
Okay, and of course the county fair will be coming up in about 6 weeks or so.
Yes, it will be.
Okay. All right, Steve, thanks a lot for coming on Sound Off today. I look forward to your next visit.
All right, thank you.
All right, that'll do it for Sound Off today. We'll see you next time on Friday. Until then, bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us and voicing your opinion on this edition of Sound Off. The views expressed on Sound Off are those of the host or callers and do not represent the opinion of 96.7 The Eagle, Spoon River Media, LLC, or the sponsors. Sound Off airs live every Monday and Friday, immediately following Update 12 News, and is available online after the show is over under the podcast menu at hometownnewsnow.com. Mark your calendar and join us again for the next edition of Sound Off, right here on 96.7 The Eagle.